I want to say sometimes these cheap boots are pretty good to have. These I picked up from Walmart, and the only reason I picked them up is because I want some boots that I could put on quickly, slip off and on real quick, and also good for working on with my car. I got loads of pairs of, USMC boots, probably about 10 or 12 pairs. Jungle boots, all leather, desert tan boots. But I was using these for a while, and actually these held up pretty good. These are from Wally World. But what happened after a while, well, they started. But they lasted quite a while. Not that I hike with them. Wouldn't recommend hiking with them. But like those, I humped with those back when I was in, and they're still good. They were resold and everything. But sometimes it pays to get some of this cheaper stuff. But what I do, I took the knife holder off of here. You see it was sewed on there. And I sewed it on here. And this knife is in here. It pulls out real easy when if you're wearing them. It's just that if I pull it up, it'll pull up the boot. It's a little Kalashnikov Mini, serrated edge, and I don't really, I guess it could be for self-defense, but I really have it for mechanical stuff. And what I like about what I picked up these boots for is because they're steel toe, and it's got the rubber in the front and rubber in the back. A lot of times when you're crawling around under the car and stuff and doing things on the ground, you'll screw up your leather boots if you don't have that. You can notice there, what I usually use is Honor Guard, Edge Guard. It cleans them up like brand new again. But I actually have, like I said, I have about a dozen pairs of mil-spec boots, and I'm not talking the $30 ones, the ones that are McRae or something like that, Panama lug soles and all that. But these were like $44. But the reason they're easy to put on and off is because you see this, you can just slide them in and on because they got a low heel. These might hold up pretty good for even walking long distances because the rubber on them is harder than this rubber. And that's one thing I think they're $44. If you look at some of the other ones, some of them I found in Wally World, they could fall apart like in 2 weeks flat, and sometimes they last. These might be okay, but I only got them for not really hiking. They might be okay for hiking though, but I got them for slipping on and off and for working on cars because they're steel toe. You got the rubber toe in the front, the rubber heel in the back, the low heel in the back like that. Plus, I put my knife holder on it, which matches the Realtree pretty good. I've actually got a few, two other pairs of cheap ones. These I got off of C.H. Cadell's, and they're not, I'd wear them more. I wear them like, they're more like snow boots. You can see their thermal block. I got the knife holder on them again. Also, these I was wearing quite a bit too, because the zipper, they slip on and off. But they're a little hot for 90 degree weather, They got thermal insulation in them. And again, like every single pair of boots I have a knife holder on them. So this one's got a little boot knife. And I was wearing these quite a bit, but they're a little... and I get them oversized too. I get them oversized because if you want to wear like double wool socks with something like this, I got them like this one size too big. Those are a little bit oversized too. If you want to wear double oversized socks with them too, fine. But I always put a knife holder on it. But some of these cheap boots are good to have for putting on and off real quick. But these do seem, these were like $28, and I didn't walk no trails with them or anything, but I did do some walks like 4 miles, and they seem like they're okay, man. I was pretty surprised. Just walking and just doing some 4 mile walks, 4 or 5 mile walks. I know those things will freaking haul forever. These probably hold up too, but they're basically not really for hiking. They might be okay for hiking. I'd be a little leery of getting anything from Walmart that's for hiking. Maybe some of that stuff's good, maybe it isn't. But they're basically just for, working on stuff. I'm out here freaking doing things all the time. I don't actually film all I do. But I don't like, you see this, I got the knife holder on that too. We see when I'm down here on the ground all the time, scratching these all up. And so what I do is I just get some Honor Guard Edge Guard. That's the fast way. Makes them look like they're brand spanking new again. But they don't go on and off as easy and quick as something like this. But I'll tell you one thing: if I'm riding my bike, I always wear those. Always wear those. Always wear those. I won't wear something crazy like this shit because the heel on it is screwed up. Just don't have much of a heel. I'm riding my bike. I like wearing these because the heel fits right on that peg, and I'm used to wearing these. Somehow foot controls work better with those things. But these are good for easy on and off real quick. Going inside the house, probably be okay, because I think these might probably hold up a while because the rubber on them is more solid, and it's got a good cushion in here. It's got like a little more heel cushion in there. These stupid things probably are pretty good for these might turn out to be some good ones from Wally World. A lot of times they're not good. But my whole point is, you want some cheap boots that you can slip on and off real quick. Like these, I could just leave the laces tied like this, and slip them off when I go in the house or something like that. So if they're dirty or something, they can get track old dirt inside. That's what I was using these for all the time. And I pull the laces off them so I can reuse them. I like these. I don't know where the hell he got them from. I can tell you whatever. They were on eBay someplace. I think they were $28. These were on C.H. Cadell's. These are excellent too for cheap boots. I was surprised, man. I've had them now a year and I've been using them off and on. They seem to be pretty strong. So sometimes the cheap stuff isn't bad. I just wouldn't trust cheap stuff for hiking the Appalachian Trail or something like that, or going out in the woods 20 miles or something, unless you prove it's good. But cheap boots are good for, if you're just going to slip them on and off. These slipped on nice and fast. If it was a real cold environment or it's real wet out, you got the zipper. These go on, you just got to do 2 eyelets, slip on a couple eyelets. Going real quick, but every single pair of boots I got, I put the knife on them, and just be careful what you pick up and freaking from that's imported from the retail stores, because sometimes I've got a pair of boots or a pair of shoes or something from them one time, and I figure I ain't gonna use them much. I'm just gonna go in the office with them. They fell apart in 2 or 3 weeks. They're like $30, and I was like, for $20 more, you can get something freaking much better. But sometimes they're pretty good. The best ones I always know are always good are the mil-spec boots. And I got about 10 or 12 pairs of those. I got like all leather black, Panama sole, all green, and green uppers, and cloth uppers with black cloth uppers. I got the desert boots. Got all leather. I got a whole bunch of them, man. When I got out, man, I stocked up on a gazillion pairs of camis, desert camis, woodland camis. None of that freaking pixelated garbage they came out with later. All the Nyko ones, loads of boots, belts. Man, I'm like, I got enough shit for like 5 people, for crying out loud, man. So, but I get some cheap stuff too, because it's like in and out of the house, man. And working on cars, you don't have to worry about scuffing up the freaking back of the boot, the front of the boot, and dropping something on your foot because you got a steel toe. This Herman Survivors I got 1 pair other that aren't mil-spec. I got Herman Survivors, and they're tan, so they get like I clean them up when they get dirty, but they get dirty real quick. It's real easy to clean up those black boots, but they're steel toe. So I wanted something with steel toe that I could slip on and off, and these work out okay. But I always put this knife holder thing on here, and this does come out easy, real fast. It's just that if I'm trying to pick it up off the weight, you know, the boot only weighs a pound or something. If I'm wearing it, this slips right off, and it goes right on there real quick. I always like keeping the knife on the boot. We got one there, got one there, got one there, got one up on that one too. So. And I sewed them up on there with the Speedy Stitcher awl, sewing awl. It's got real heavy thread, so worked out good. Because you can't sew this with a regular needle. You got to use a Speedy Stitcher awl. I'll show you what it is. And that's the Speedy Stitcher awl. You can see soles through all this leather, and I got it. You know, you got there's a little spool inside here. Well, it's pretty easy to use. It's not that quick. It's kind of a misnomer, Speedy Stitcher. But, because, you know, if you're going through all that stuff, but you see that needle, you can go right through there. This is some freaking heavy duty stuff. It's like a polyester cord it's coated or something. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's strong. So, that's what I put them on there with. Same thing. Oh, I sewed this one on here too. That was just some scrap leather there I had from some chaps. Keeps that knife on there good, man. So, anyway, that's the way to rock and roll. Anyway, over that.